We've known for some time that future Volvo products will all be electrified. Going forward, the only decision buyers of the brand will really have to make is whether they want to plug their cars in or not. Those who want to attach to the mains will be opting for one of the company's range of Recharge models, either a plug-in hybrid or a full electric variant. This was one of the first of the Recharge models to be launched, the XC40 Recharge T5 Plug-in hybrid. With this Recharge T5 plug-in hybrid model, the hybrid system's electric motor drives only the front wheels and works via a 7-speed dual-clutch auto gearbox. That motor draws its power from a 10.7 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery situated in the car's central drivetrain tunnel and will take over from the associated 1.5-litre 3-cylinder petrol engine to power this Volvo exclusively when you run it in this PHEV variant's provided full electric pure driving mode. Most of the time, though, you're going to be using this XC40 in its normal hybrid drive setting, in which the electric motor and the 3-cylinder engine cut seamlessly in and out as required. The electrified modes have a specific right-hand driving gauge in the instrument binnacle that replaces the rev counter, and a selectable driver performance screen on the centre dash monitor can tell you at any given time what's being powered by what. Should you need to press on, there's a sporty power mode, use of which reminds you that there are plenty of braked horses on offer here. In the case of this T5 PHEV variant, 180 horsepower from the 1.5-litre engine and a further 82 horsepower from the electric motor. There's also an alternative T4 plug-in hybrid derivative which uses the same powertrain but with a slightly detuned 129 horsepower version of the 1.5-litre petrol engine. With this plug-in model, as with ordinary XC40 variants, ride quality is segment leading and refinement is difficult to beat in the Class 2. Brake recuperation system can make it difficult to smoothly bring the car to a standstill though, and you certainly feel this plug-in variant's extra weight. It tips the scales at over 1,800 kilograms when pushing on through the bends. Visually, unless you happen to pick up the addition of a charging port near the front wheel arch, you probably wouldn't spot any differences between this plug-in hybrid variant and a more conventional XC40, and that's exactly the way Volvo wants it. So there's the usual robot-inspired styling, plus piercing Thor's hammer LED headlights and a clamshell bonnet, along with an inverted front grille and coupe-like rear styling. Initially, the cabin seems identical to that of an ordinary combustion engine variant, which means there's a real premium feel. You have to look quite closely for this car's other EV-orientated touches, things like the extra B option on the gear shift and the selectable driver performance screen on the centre dash monitor, that option showing a powertrain energy graphic. That centre dash monitor, a 9-inch central touchscreen, has been technologically updated by Volvo in recent times and is now powered by Android, which means that you'll get a raft of over-the-air Google features, including Maps and YouTube Music, built in. Rear seat room has always been an XC40 strong point. It beats most class rivals in this regard. 2 adults will be very comfortable, even on longer trips. As mentioned earlier, impressively, unlike most PHEVs, the batteries used in this installation don't affect boot space because they're lined along the car's spine rather than under the rear floor. So the ordinary XC40 model's 452-litre luggage capacity figure is unaffected and will be quite sufficient for the needs of most owners. Plug-in hybrid tech remains pricey, there's no other way of saying it, and of course these days there's no helpful government grant to ease the burden of it a little. Now, the least that you can pay for this XC40 Recharge T5 plug-in hybrid front-wheel drive automatic model is around £41,000. Its slightly less powerful T4 plug-in hybrid showroom stablemate costs from around £39,000. And that price reduction is quite important because it means that you'll avoid the vehicle excise duty surcharge that applies over the £40,000 price point. All the efficiency figures for this T5 plug-in hybrid are also exactly replicated by the alternative T4 plug-in hybrid variant. Let's take a look at them. Volvo claims a WLTP rated all-electric driving range of between 26.1 and 27.3 miles, the kind of typical figure claimed by most plug-in hybrids. And as with most plug-in hybrids, the actual real-world result you'll probably get while driving normally is much closer to the 20-mile mark. Except that at the outset, otherwise you'll end up disappointed. Like all cars of this kind, unless you regularly plug in, all you'll be driving is a relatively thirsty, high-output petrol model. You can monitor your fuel performance and your amount of electrified use via a rather complex graphical display you'll find on the selectable driver performance screen on the centre dash monitor, showing MPG and battery use per mile. You can increase electrical energy harvesting by regularly selecting this model's additional Gearbox B option rather than D. B increasing the amount of regenerative braking when you lift off the throttle. You'll want to tick the box for the £50 optional 3.5 kilowatt-hour Type 2 charger, and with this in place a full charge takes about 3 hours. The Fantasyland official quoted efficiency stats are up to 135.5 mpg on the WLTP combined cycle and up to 47 grams per kilometre of WLTP rated CO2. As ever though, the important thing is that the government believes them, hence this model's low 16% benefit in kind taxation rate, major incentive for business purchase. Volvo also throws in a year's free electricity usage. For all of Volvo's trumpeted plans for electrification, the truth is that up until now, models from the brand that are truly electrified have made up a tiny part of its overall sales volume. That has to change, and will, with the introduction of models like this one. If you want a compact premium badged SUV with plug-in tech, this is where it's at right now.